this video I'm going to attempt to survive 100 days in Minecraft hardcore without sleeping once. Will I be able to create some nice builds? Will I be able to make some OP automatic farms? Or will I just die after day 1? There is absolutely no way of knowing that unless you watch this video. Enjoy! And so I created a new world, named it something that I will definitely never forget, and as soon as I spawned I went ahead and punched a tree to get my first wood of the world. Then I went ahead and explored a little bit. I came across a village, and I will not lie, the loot in the village was less than ideal. Then I did some more exploring. I came across some cows which I killed because I needed the food. Then after that I saw some pumpkins, so I took one because I'll need it for the dragon fight later. Then I found myself in a cave that had literally no loot in it except for these iron pieces that were hidden inside the wall. And as I was making my way out of the cave I saw a pillager outpost as well as a village, so I went to the village where I found a blacksmith, but the loot was bad. Then I took half of the village's food supply and I spent the rest of day 1 just mining in a cave to get myself to a full iron armor. After that I merged on day 2 with one goal in mind, that being to raid the pillager outpost. And so after professionally making my way in it, the loot was bad. Then after taking all the loot out of that chest I found myself in a very particular situation where I couldn't actually figure out how to get down. I thought about making a bridge down, but I realized I didn't have enough materials, so I decided to make a run for it. And I will not lie to you, I have no idea how I managed to get out of there by only taking one hit. Then I went back to the village, I blocked some villagers in their houses for safekeeping, and I took the rest of the food supply of the village. After I left the village I came across a cave that I will eventually venture into, but not now, so I just saved the coordinates, and plot twist, I kind of forgot about it. And then I started looking for the best place to put down my base. And as I was looking I came across these cows, so I killed some because I needed the food. And after that I put down my first chest of this world. Then I went ahead and mined some cobblestone, and as I was mining I saw another portal in the distance, so that will be useful for later. Then I went and gathered some wood. I put down the bases of my house. And after that was finished I left everything that I will not need in the chest. Then I went to the nether portal, I completed it, and it was time for me to start my nether adventure. God damn it, that was fun. After spending a short amount of time in the nether, I quickly came across the nether fortress, where I found my first diamond sitting in a chest, so that was pretty nice. Then I killed some blazes. Actually, I killed a lot of blazes. I nearly died a couple of times, but after getting myself up to 10 blazes, I knew it was time for me to leave. And as I was making my way back to the portal, I came across a piglin, so I decided to start trading with him in the hopes of getting a few pearls. 10 bits of gold later and nothing. So I made my way back home, when I officially started mining for the first time in this world. And as I was mining, I came across this ravine that decided to spawn in the middle of my mine, so that was not nice. And then I had the strangest idea of going down this mine shaft, and you guys judge how it looks. Then I decided to explore the mine a bit, as well as the mine shaft that was near it, and I will not lie, there was really nothing interesting in this mine, except for the time that this creeper and this skeleton decided to team up and nearly kill me, so that was not nice. And just listen to how loud that creeper is, like, goddamn. Then I found a minecart chest, but you guys can already guess how the loot was. But at least I got a name tag, so that's nice. I took the last ores out of that mineshaft and I went back to mining. And as I was mining, my pickaxe broke, so I had to go back to the surface. I smelted the iron I gathered in that mining station. I went and got myself some sugarcane, so I can set up a sugarcane farm to get some papers for later. I also took some wood, so I will have enough for the time being. And I went straight back to mining for the remaining of day 4. I came out of the mine on day 4, I made myself another pickaxe because the old one broke, as well as making myself some cobblestone walls to put around my base so I will feel a little bit safer. But I quickly ran out of walls, so I had to go back in the mine to get some more cobblestone to make some more walls. And after I came out of the mine I decided to light up my base so mobs will stop spawning in it, as well as finishing the cobblestone walls around it. On the morning of day 5 I saw an enderman, so I decided to kill him because I needed the pearls. And you guys know they cannot teleport through walls, because I sure didn't. But that being said, I killed him and he didn't drop a pearl, but he did drop a grass block, so that is pretty nice. Then I went mining for the rest of day 5. I came out of the mine on day 6 and I decided to get rid of the original base design because I was not liking it. But then I realized I had no material, so I had to go back to mining and get some. And as I was making my way out, I placed some stairs so I will make going in and out of the mine a little bit easier for me. And then I started building my house out of stone bricks and building it in a circular design. And I gave it a wooden floor, and then I fought my first phantoms of the game. And did I mention the fact that I will not be sleeping? Yeah, you'll see a lot of phantoms in this 100 days. I finished the flooring of my house, but then I ran out of stone bricks, so all I have for now is my flooring and a few doors. And as I was waiting for some more cobblestone to smelt, I decided to set up a farm, so I went ahead and got myself a few ships, and I put them in a hole where I bred them. Then a stone smelted, so I started building on my house. Then I realized I would need a lot of grass, so I went ahead and collected some sand, placed the glass in my house, and then I ran out of materials again, so I went mining once again. And in this mining session I found my first diamonds, and so that was pretty nice. Then I collected some leaves, and on day 8 my house was done, except it didn't have a ceiling. And so I collected some spruce wood to make myself the roof. And just like that, at the end of day 10, my house was actually finished. Okay boys, I don't know about you, but it's been 7 minutes and we're only 10% through this 100 days, so I say it's time for us to pick up the pace a bit. At the beginning of day 11, I went back to the village and got myself some villagers into my base. Then I came back and set a farm so I could breed the villagers later. And whilst my crops were going, I went ahead and started working on the villager breeder, villager trading hall thing area, making it in a similar design to my house. Then I went ahead and also set a wheat farm so I can breed my animals. I added the flooring to my villager breeder. Then I added some details on the outside of the building and fought some phantoms again. On day 15 I ran out of materials so I went back to mining. I worked a little bit more on the villager breeder and then I added another layer to my wall. I fought some more endermen, got myself my first pearl. I made some bookshelves and set up my enchanting table. Enchanted some diamond pickaxes. Now, isn't that lucky? Then I went back and did some more mining because I had no materials. When I went back, I decided to enchant my armor. And having enchanted my armor, I decided it was time for me to find a stronghold. So I threw some eyes and followed them. And then I dug straight down to the stronghold. And I dug right into a library where the loot was bad. Then as I was blocking some doors, I got jumpscared by this creeper and I nearly died. Then I found a portal room and this might very well be the most unlucky portal room I ever got. Like there was only one eye of ender there. Then I raided the entirety of the stronghold. And the loot was bad. I made myself out on day 17, got back to the villager breeder, got myself my first fletching villager, fought some more phantoms, and then I got myself a librarian as well, and I wanted to get mending off of it, but first of all I needed some emeralds, so I traded with the fletcher, and then I cycled the trades of the librarian until he gave me something I wanted, and then he gave me this trade for feather falling 4, so I decided that was a good deal, so I bought it, but not before nearly dying to some phantoms. After I healed up, I went ahead and bought myself that feather falling book, and after that I realized that because of all the mining I've been doing, I have a lot of gold, so I went back to the nether to trade with some piglins in the hopes of getting some pearls, which I actually did. I went back home, I enchanted my bow, and that's another pretty lucky enchantment right there. I tested out my bow by killing some phantoms, and on day 20 I set off to beat the ender dragon. I made my way to the end, and I got so worried here because of this Minecraft glitch, I cannot describe what I felt. I started fighting the dragon, and then I realized that I was not wearing my pumpkin. So I freaked out for a bit, and then I realized that my pumpkin wasn't sheared, so yeah, that was not nice. But I sheared my pumpkin, I put it on my head and went ahead with my battle. I destroyed all the remaining end crystals, and then I finally killed the dragon. Then I went back home to get myself some rockets, and then I went end city raiding. I saw an end city with a ship pretty close to my spawn, so that was pretty nice. I went in, I looted it, and the loot was pretty bad. Then I went to the ship, I looted that one as well, and here the loot was actually pretty good for once. I took the elytra, and as I was going back home I came across another end city with another ship, so that was pretty nice. I raided it as well, and the loot was once again pretty bad. And as I was leaving I came across another end city, this time without a ship, so that was not nice. And also the loot was bad again. On day 22 I made myself a fresh set of diamond armor, which I enchanted and got some pretty good enchantments on it. Then I collected some wood to get some more emeralds, and I made a pathway connecting my house to the villager breeder. I collected some more wood, then I got myself a lot of emeralds. I got another feather falling book which I put on my boots to give myself basically the most OP boots in the game. Then I fought some phantoms. Then I made another librarian, but he really tried to escape, but in the end he went back into his hole. Then I cycled through his trades until he gave me a reasonably priced mending trade, which he did pretty fast actually. I got myself my mending book, I combined my pickaxes to get efficiency 5 and fortune 3, and then I also put a mending book over it to get myself a very OP pickaxe. And then from days 27 to 28 I did some mining, and when I got out on day 28 I started building a house around my enchanting table, and I am actually pretty proud of how it turned out, not gonna lie. Then I fought some phantoms, I made a pathway connecting my enchantment table to my main base, then I traded for some more mending, so I could put mending on all of my tools, and on day 30 I started working on my iron farm, which went pretty smoothly except for the fact that I had to get 3 villagers 20 blocks high in the air. Then I made the zombie follow me up there, and I got this golden boy here because he looked nice. I gave him his name tag, and then I had to get one more villager up to my iron farm, and so I decided to do it with rails, and that was a pretty stupid idea because he kept falling off, but after a few attempts I got him in his designated place and went ahead and built the rest of the farm, and on day 32 it was finished. On day 33 I started working on my automatic sorter, and I quickly realized I will need a lot of chests for this, and so I put in the filler blocks for now, and after that was finished I went ahead and made the space a little bit bigger, added a few more chests, then I made the space even more bigger and added even more chests to it, and then I spent a day AFKing at the iron farm, and I got myself nearly 3 stacks of iron for that, so I think that was pretty nice. Then I collected some wood, I added some more hoppers, more chests, more filler blocks, and for now this is how the auto sorter looks, but that is nowhere near what I want. So for days 36 to 41 I AFK'd once again at the iron farm. I got myself a whole bunch of iron, I added more chests to the auto sorter, more hoppers, more comparators, more redstone. I went ahead and killed some cows to get some leather, made some item frames, and this is how the auto sorter looks for now. But after I finished the auto sorter I realized that my tools were pretty much nearly dead, and so for days 66 to 75 I went in the end and built myself an enderman farm to use all the XP I will get to heal my tools up, which is exactly what I did. Then as I went through the portal to get myself back home I realized that my spawn had reset, so I had to fly back to my base, which wasn't pretty nice because it was snowing. But I returned to the iron farm to see that it made quite a few iron, and with that on day 76 I sorted all of the remaining items I had. Days 67 to 70 were spent mining, and I came across some more diamonds, so that was pretty nice. Then I took a break from mining to collect some box to make an enchantment table in the end. I didn't do it in this 100 days though. Then I killed some more phantoms. Then I spent days 71 to 72 making the auto sorter look a little bit prettier. And so what you're seeing right now is how the auto sorter will look for the remaining of this 100 days. Days 73 to 75 I spent making myself an automatic potato farm, and for that I had to get some villagers, which I did with a little bit of hard work, but just like that in 2 days my farm was done. Day 76 to 77 I went ahead and started working on an automatic sheep farm to get myself a lot of wool, and so I placed all of the redstone down, I got myself some sheep from the sheep farm, and then I got my very first sheep in my automatic wool farm. Day 78 to 82 I spent making the sheep farm even bigger, and after struggling for a little bit to get the sheep inside the farm, I now had every single type of wool I will be needing. For something. I spent days 83 to 84 exploring a mine shaft, and at one point I nearly got myself killed by a cave spider, so that was not nice at all. On day 85 I wanted to set up a beacon, but I didn't have any beacons, and so I went to the nether and fought some wither skeletons for what seemed like way longer than it actually took. Like, I swear to god I spent like 100 hours getting these skulls, but no, it was actually only 3 days, so that was pretty nice I guess. Then I spawned the wither underneath the end portal because I did not have the guts to fight it, and after a few hits of my sword, I got myself my nether star. And so I took my nether star, I went back home and made myself my beacon. I was so excited to have my new beacon that I went straight to mining, but then I realized that the haze didn't reach, and so I had to go back, break the beacon, and place it back down into the mine, but after doing that I did a lot of mining. So much so that my pickaxe broke, so I had to go back to the end and fix it. Then I went back home and did some more mining, but then my pickaxe broke again, so I had to go back to the end again and fix it again. Now you're probably wondering why I'm doing so much mining, and that is because for the last 10 days I am only going to focus on making my base as pretty as possible. And the first thing I did was make the entrance to my cave look more natural, and I think it turned out pretty well. What do you guys think? Then I made a pathway connecting the mine to my main base. I made an artificial pond right next to my cave, but I lost the footage for that, so you guys will just have to believe me. Then I used some bone meal on the grass and got rid of all of that terrible tall grass, and I think that the base is already looking much more prettier. The next thing I did was build a place to just chill out, and I also had to fill up the space somehow, so yeah, this is it. Then I added some bushes, and I also made a pathway that connects the auto sorter to my main base, and then I started finishing the trading hall. And after adding some glass, making the ceiling and adding the remaining glass in, then I added some more beds to the villager breeder because for some odd reason they decided not to breed, so that was not nice. And the last thing I did to the trading hall was add a little bit of detail on the outside. Then I collected some more wood, I made myself a cow crasher, and I started working on a barn to put all of my animals in. I may or may not have killed all of my sheep by mistake. Then I made a pathway connecting the barn to my main base, and I also added the fences inside of it. Then I bone milled some grass, and as I was doing that I got attacked by a phantom, so that was not pretty nice. And after that I set up another pathway that would lead to an exit to my base, because up to this point we really didn't have an official entrance, so I decided that this was the best time to set it up. Then I used some more bone meal of the grass. I also added another portal at the end of the auto sorter, and the last thing I did in this 100 days of Minecraft hardcore was light the portal up. So yeah boys, that was me surviving 100 days in Minecraft hardcore without sleeping once. If you somehow managed to get up to this point, I have to congratulate you, man. I could have never put up with my voice for 15 minutes. So if you made it up to here, you are actually a real one, and for the real OG ones among you, I already said it in the disclaimer, but I will say it again. This is not a Minecraft channel, and I am not planning on becoming one, at least I think. That is entirely up to the support this video gets. I will however make a programming video that will come out sometimes in the next 2 weeks I guess, and until that you can follow me on twitch.tv/bluev27, where I will be streaming everything that I do in order to make a video, and I don't know, maybe you wanna see that, I don't know. You already wasted 15 minutes, so you might as well just waste your entire life watching me. But with that being said, have a great one guys.